This is Blair Durham with Black Wall Street Today, your media hub for all things Black business and related news, strategy, and events.
You are listening to the Soul of VA, so you must be tuned into Black Wall Street Today with Blair Durham. I am your guest host, Brian Owens. Black Wall Street Today is brought to you by Black Brand. So, here on Black Wall Street Today, we always interview the most innovative and hardworking entrepreneurs in the Hampton Roads area. Today is no different. Here with us today, we have the owner and CEO of People's Pharmacy. She is a registered pharmacist. She is a certified diabetes educator and a naturopathic doctor. She's a proud local of Norfolk, Virginia, and would love to get you and your family healthy in many ways. I'm talking about the one and only Dr. Anna Peoples. Doctor, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Brian. It's wonderful to be here.
Absolutely. Now, people who have been raised in Norfolk or live in Norfolk are absolutely familiar with the People's Pharmacy. They've at least driven by it. Many of them have stopped in. For many of them, it's their home pharmacy.
Absolutely.
For other folks, it's a staple in the community that they may have known about but never exactly went in. So for everybody who's in that group of people who have seen the People's Pharmacy but don't know exactly what it's about, can you let them know what exactly is the People's Pharmacy?
Actually, visiting People's Pharmacy is an experience. People's Pharmacy has been in the Huntersville community for about 7 years now. We specialize in serving the medically underserved communities in Norfolk. To visit us, you would find holistic products for folks who do want to go a different route than the conventional therapy route. We have a robust supply of holistic products for you there, as well as the conventional products. So at People's Pharmacy, what sets us apart is that we offer you holistic as well as conventional therapies, whatever it is that you're dealing with, whatever problems that you are looking to solve.
Now, for those of us who are listening this Sunday morning who are less scientific than you are, can you explain the difference between a holistic approach and maybe like a traditional pharmaceutical approach?
So the difference is there's conventional therapy, which is Western medicine, and then there's the holistic approach, which are natural products that are from the earth. So if you come to People's Pharmacy, for instance, and you may have a urinary tract infection, depending on what stage you are in that infection, you may be recommended to go the holistic route, if you have that much time. But if you're in the late stages of a urinary tract infection, you may want to go the conventional route of some Pyridium and some pain medication. The holistic route would be the cranberry juice, maybe some black seed oil thrown in there, and then maybe some CBD oil for the analgesia, for your pain. And so that's the difference. And sometimes people combine both of them, just depending on what you're really trying to accomplish. So we're sort of like the best of both worlds.
That's awesome. So it sounds like for those of us out here who maybe don't have our full faith in modern medicine or don't have our full belief in conventional medicine, and we tend towards more holistic approaches, that People's Pharmacy would be for us then.
Absolutely. And just as a disclaimer, the information that I'm providing today is for educational purposes only. But having said that, we pride ourselves on getting people healthy and helping them to maintain their health. And when you come into People's Pharmacy, you are able to make holistic appointments, because what we find out is that it takes a little longer than 15 minutes to help a person solve a problem that they've been dealing with for about 20 years.
Absolutely.
So sometimes, if you come in and, you have pain for joints, that you've been suffering with for 20 years or 15 years, then, sometimes just topical analgesics such as the CBD oil that we do customize in-house. We also have the CBD oil with lidocaine, and we have a really big following with that. But, sometimes that works. But then if you're dealing with, something like rheumatoid arthritis that really gets into your joints as well as into your tissues, then you may want to do something a little different. And that's where we come in and can help you with that.
Yeah. Now, can you tell me what it means to be such a staple in the community, what it means to have been in the heart of Norfolk for as long as you have now? What does that mean to you to be such a pillar in the community?
What it means to me is that I have my thumb on the pulse of what's happening in our communities. A lot of people are just really suffering from lack of care, and that, is in a lot of arenas. And I see that in our community, there are certain populations that are dealing with certain illnesses. And to be able to recognize that and help people and try and find out, what really is the disparity of health that's causing all these problems is phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely. And the People's Pharmacy is kind of stepping in that gap where the disparity exists, yeah?
Absolutely. So our plans are to 2024, 2025 is to open People's Health and Wellness Center. What that is going to be, it is going to be a mixed-use development that would have six or more healthcare practitioners all in one location, and we're absolutely addressing the disparities of health and try to make Norfolk a healthier place to live.
Well, number one, thank you for your service to the community, because this is definitely something that we need. Now, I'm looking at the advertisement here for that wellness center coming in 2024, and it says seeking healthcare tenants. Who exactly are healthcare tenants?
Healthcare tenants would be like anyone that would. So like a Centera, for instance, or on a smaller scale, a dental practice. So so far we already have in place, we have our mental health. We have a mental health practitioner. We have a regular health, physical health practitioner. We have a dentist. We have the pharmacy. We're looking for a lab that can do labs on the spot, because what we're finding is that when people go to the doctor, they have to go in, they see their primary care physician, then they get labs. Then they have to go clear across town to get the results of the lab. Then you have to come back and you need to see your dentist. Well, we want to put that all in one location so that, and all of us are working in sync to make sure that you can get the best health care possible. So I'm really excited about this project, and I'm also working on this project as a partnership with the city of Norfolk. So we're really looking forward to making this happen.
Wow. So this doesn't just sound like a new wellness center. This sounds like it's actually revolutionizing the way that our community engages with medicine and health.
I love that you said that, because that's exactly what we're trying to do. We're looking at a more innovative way to make Norfolk more healthier. The zip code 23504 has the highest prevalence of chronic illnesses in the state, and something has to be done about that. People are aware that exists, but what is being done about it? We propose to actually do that, to do something about that problem, to change the dynamics, like you said, of the way we address health in Norfolk. And moving forward with this, we hope with this this can be a scalable model that we can take other places.
Wow. Now, I'm sure this Sunday morning there's somebody driving home from church or cleaning up their car, and they're thinking, this sounds like something I have to be a part of. Or maybe they're thinking, my aunt has been not taking care of her health, and this sounds like a community or an organization that she can feel comfortable approaching.
Absolutely. And the neat thing about this is that all of the health care practitioners that we have on board now, all of us have the same mindset, and that is to help people. Our primary concern, of course, we want the economics to align up, but our primary concern is to help our communities, because what I see every day is people coming in to the pharmacy that need help and just aren't getting it. And, elderly folks that are running all over town to see this this doctor or this dentist or get their labs and they have to come back next week. No, we're all going to work in sync to make it an effortless process.
Wow, that's incredible. And where can people find People's Pharmacy right now if they're listening and they're inspired?
Absolutely. So People's Pharmacy has been at 1446 Church Street, that's Suite C in Norfolk, Virginia. That's in the Huntersville community, and we've been there for over 7 years.
That is absolutely incredible. So can you tell us what is new in the pharmacy and healthcare industry?
Well, what's new in the healthcare industry today as I speak is I'm quite sure most of you have heard about the new bivalent Omicron series of the COVID vaccine. That's new now. So all those folks that received their last booster shot 4 months ago are eligible to get their new booster shot now. You can come into the pharmacy to get that new bivalent vaccine that's going to protect you as well as protect your family and your community. Folks are still getting COVID. We're still doing COVID testing in the pharmacy, and I know at least every 2 weeks someone is coming in with COVID. So know that the virus is still circulating. Know that during the colder months it's going to populate again. So you want to protect yourself and your family by coming in to get the new booster.
Absolutely. So we know that we can come to you for the booster, and we know that we can come to you for diabetes care because that's what People's Pharmacy is known for.
Absolutely.
We can also come to you for our CBD needs. Now, this is kind of a new area for Virginia. I guess we've just really started seeing this maybe over the past year or two. So for those in Norfolk and all throughout Hampton Roads that are listening right now who are unfamiliar, can you describe some of the benefits and medical uses of CBD, the way that People's Pharmacy uses it?
Oh, absolutely. So for those of you who don't know the history of CBD oil, at one point the hemp plant as a medicinal product was legal until the 1940s when they pulled everything back. So thanks to one of our most recent presidents, it's made legal again, which is great because CBD oil can be used for so many different things. And what I need to make the audience aware is that the way it benefits you is always dose dependent. So when you go to a place or you come to People's Pharmacy and you say, okay, I'm interested in CBD oil. With the CBD oil, you can use it is known for about 3 different things. Number one, for stress and anxiety, and all of this is natural, of course, which means that it doesn't cause many side effects. So you can use it for anxiety and stress. You can use it for sleep, and most importantly, and what we have a lot of success with, is you can use it for pain. So for stress, you would use, about a half a dropper full. It comes in about a 60 ml bottle with the graduated dropper. You would use a quarter of that for stress and anxiety. If you want to go to sleep, you would take a half a dropper full to a full dropper full. For the pain, you can apply it topically. So that's the beauty of this product, is that you can take it orally as well as you can apply it topically. And for most people, they get relief of pain within minutes.
Wow.
And that's what's so amazing about this product. We also formulate a product that's for topical use only for those more severe pains, where we add an extra analgesic product to it, similar to what you see with them combining ibuprofen and Tylenol together, because they have different mechanism of actions. In other words, they work differently, but together you get that synergistic effect of having 2 analgesics together. But we have had tremendous success with the CBD products. You don't have those side effects that you may have from the product causing liver damage or heart damage like the ibuprofens do, or liver damage like the Tylenols do. And also, and there are a lot of studies, when you get down to microdosing, the CBD oil has been used holistically for cancer as well as other diseases. So it's a tremendous product with so many benefits to us.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're out there listening and this sounds like something you're interested, remember that you can always stop in and see Dr. Peoples anytime at 1446 Church Street, Suite C, right here in Norfolk. Now, Dr. Peoples, I'm looking at this sample bag you brought me, so thank you so much for this sample bag. And I'm looking at a lot of natural things. I'm looking at joint support here. I'm looking at magnesium powder. I'm looking at a testosterone booster. So let's attack some of these things one by one. What does magnesium do for us?
Okay, magnesium is a vital element in your body. Magnesium is used for relaxation. So the recommended dosage for magnesium on a daily basis is 400 milligrams. Now, for folks who have trouble sleeping, for folks who are all tensed up, you need your magnesium. Anytime your heart is pumping, you move a muscle, there's an exchange of calcium and magnesium. So it's a vital element for your body to have. A lot of people, when they have trouble sleeping, you would take magnesium at night, 400 milligrams, maybe with some melatonin to just relax your muscles and just drift off into sleep. So those are the primary uses for magnesium. Most of the country and most of the people in this country are magnesium deficient.
Really?
People that are really uptight and can't relax, you need to get your people always talk about vitamin D deficiency. It is my belief that half of this country is magnesium deficiency.
So if I'm uptight, if I'm feeling like tenseness in my muscles, tenseness in my shoulder, in my jaw, do I have to go to a doctor and be prescribed magnesium, or can I just come directly to the People's Pharmacy and get it from you?
You can come directly to the pharmacy, but we will ask you some additional questions because we do our due diligence to find out what exactly are you taking now. Is there any interference? Because people need to be cognizant of the fact that when you go to different practitioners with the same problem, everybody is going to, 9 times out of 10, prescribe something. A lot of times they're prescribing the same things.
Yes.
So we're going to find out before we make a recommendation, well, what are you doing? What are you currently taking? But when we talk about, and I want to just throw this in right quick, when we talk about anxiety and stress and all of that, I have just discovered this Indian herb called bindweed.
Bind what?
Bindweed. I cannot pronounce the Indian name of it. Shinkapar, something like that. But it absolutely makes you happy. Wow. It reduces the cortisol levels in your bloodstream and releases more of the serotonin. I think I have that right. But I do know is that it reduces cortisol, which is that corporate that keeps you up at night and, just makes you tense all the time. So I'm kind of experimenting with the Indian medicines now to find out what's out there because everybody is not the same. We don't weigh the same amount. We don't have the same metabolism. We don't have the same genetics. So you have to be more, for lack of a better word, customized with what folks are taking. And so what I found out with my high levels of cortisol, that bindweed works. And I'm going to start incorporating that into my, it reduces the cortisol, which makes you a more happier person. And I love it.
So when you take your bindweed, is this in like a tea? Is this in a pill? Is this topical?
Always in anything that you're putting into your body, you always want to go with the liquids first. Okay. You want to go with solutions because it's already in solutions. Therefore, it gets into your bloodstream a lot quicker. Tablets would be the last thing. Next would be capsules because that gelatin capsule is going to dissolve and then the ingredients are going to get into your bloodstream. Tablets, you have things that bind that tablet together, waxes and everything else. So definitely tablets is the last form of medication you want to take if possible.
Gotcha. Now, I'm thinking about my experience with pharmacies throughout my life, and for the people listening right now, it's probably most of their experience as well. They go see a doctor. The doctor writes a prescription. They go into their pharmacy. They don't know anybody's name. They hand that pharmacy their prescription. That pharmacy hands them some medicine, and they leave. I cannot tell you the name of one person that has ever worked at a Walgreens or a CVS that I've ever picked anything up from. But that's not the approach of the People's Pharmacy. So tell me what made you approach being a pharmacy so differently, actually being interested in the people, doing your due diligence, asking questions, providing options. What made you know that you were going to take this different approach?
Because I recognize that there's a need for that. You know, I've been in pharmacy for over 25 years. I've worked in the Walgreens, the Walmarts. I've worked in the managed care. You know, I've worked in big pharmacy industries. And so I recognize the need in our community as well as other communities that people are just not getting the health care that they need. When you take into account that it takes sometimes 3 months to get into your doctor's office, hell, by then you're already well. Your body has already kicked in and taken care of what it needs to be taken care of. And your body is an amazing organism. That's what we are. We're an organism. And we have the ability to heal ourselves. But we do so much damage that when we get to the point where we're feeling the pain, you know, then you have to really start working from the ground up to get back to where you want to be or where you need to be, actually. And that's what in a healthy state.
Wow, yeah, absolutely. And for those listening who tune in every week for business and entrepreneurship advice, I just want to recap on one of those gems that she dropped right there. She was in the industry, she recognized the gap, and then created a business to step into the gap. This is something that we talk about on a weekly basis, which is, as a business owner, you should be solving problems, and that problem should come from your observation. That's exactly what Dr. Peoples did. Now, Dr. Peoples, for those of us who are not going to just jump in our car and drive to 1446 Church Street, Suite C, how else can we contact you? Is there a website or a phone number?
Oh, absolutely. We do have a robust website, and that's www.peoplespharmacyrx.com. We also have a social media presence, Facebook and Instagram, and we're always there. So, and we definitely have an open door policy for our folks.
Now, there are definitely some people out there listening this Sunday morning that are just on the edge of saying, man, I need to walk myself to People's Pharmacy. So outside of diabetes, which you have a plethora of ways to address, what are some of the other common ailments that you deal with and help provide solutions for at People's Pharmacy?
Well, what we do specialize in as well is chronic care management. And what that means is that people that have 2 or more chronic conditions that they're dealing with on a day-to-day basis. And what we like to sit down with folks and come up with a plan on what they need to do, look over all the drugs. You know, folks come in and they have kidney problems. Well, the first thing we do is look at what medications are you taking that may be causing those problems. What is your environment like? Are you in an older home that may have lead? You know, people, what they don't think about is some folks are infested with parasites. Once a year, you need to do a parasite cleanse. You know, eat some grapefruit seeds. That'll get rid of a lot of worms. But then you have folks that are in areas you see on the news, Camp Lejeune, the water quality. What is the water quality that you're dealing with? You know, so when people come in with different things, you try to find out what is the source, because everybody's not going to have the same source of what's causing the problem. So you identify that source and make sure that you're not compounding the problem by continuing to do what you know you're not supposed to be doing. Make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. And City of Norfolk, I hope you are listening, because here is a doctor, a pharmacist who is not just throwing medicine at every single ailment you come in with. They are looking at the problem holistically, looking at your environment, where you live, what you're doing, and even seeing how some of the medicines that you're taking right now might be the cause of other ailments that you're also taking medicines for.
Absolutely.
And I know so many people who have been caught up in the trap of just taking medicine after medicine, and then before you know it, they're taking 8 pills in the morning. Can you tell those people why they should consider a more holistic approach? Some of the people listening who are on 4, 5, 6, 7 pills.
Wow. When a person gets to the point that they're on that many types of medications, then their primary care physicians has identified a bunch of chronic illnesses that they're dealing with. You know, if they may have diabetes, which causes, other things as well as, I can't even think of it right now. I'm thinking about the Lyrica. The pain, neuropathy. There we go.
Yeah.
The neuropathy. Mm-hmm. Okay. And so we look at different things and how, because there are a lot of different treatments for diabetes, but there are different ways that folks can address the different problems that they are having. But with the chronic illnesses, when people are taking that many drugs, first thing we're going to look at is why. Is there a need for you to be on all of those? Because sometimes, like I said before, if you go to different practitioners, if you go to, say, your cardiologist and you have high blood pressure that day, they may prescribe you a high blood pressure medication. If you go to your primary care physician and your blood pressure is high that day, they may prescribe you another. So folks are coming to us and also taking medications. When they change doctors, they don't change the medications. So we look at what you're taking because that is our specialty. So we're going to look at your drugs first, and then we're going to find out, is it necessary that you're on all of those? But also, more importantly than that, we also communicate with your primary care physician that, hey, we're noticing that Mr. Bryan is on 3 different hypertensive medications. You think that, and then they'd be like, no, I didn't know that. Well, he got it from Dr. Jones, and he got another one from Dr. Smith, and then Dr. Brown prescribed another. So you need to be cognizant of that.
Yeah. So for everyone out there listening, if you feel like maybe you've lost track of your health, maybe you're on medicines and forgot even why you're on them, then this right now is your sign. Jot this number down: 757-227-4677. That is the number to People's Pharmacy, and I think it's time that we all start looking at our health more holistically. Dr. Peoples, thank you for joining us today.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
It has been so refreshing to hear a more holistic and natural approach to medicine, and it has inspired me for the day, and I know it's inspired our listeners. Remember, go meet Dr. Peoples at 1446 Church Street, Suite C, or give her a call at 757-227-4677.
And I love Black Brand.
We love Black Brand, absolutely.
Yes, we do.
Black Brand is the Hampton Roads Regional Black Chamber of Commerce. So, if you know an entrepreneur or an aspiring entrepreneur who can be surrounded by like-minded individuals to gather inspiration, who might need a little support or education, or who just need direct contact with resources to help grow their business and access capital, then you should send them to blackbrand.biz. That's blackbrand.biz. Click join to become a member, and click initiatives to learn about B-Force Accelerator. B-Force Accelerator is a free 12-week program that will pour thousands of dollars of resources directly into your business or the business of someone you love. But they can't get that free resource without going to blackbrand.biz. blackbrand.biz.
Phenomenal. Stay with us online at Black Wall Street Today on Facebook and Black Wall Street Today on Instagram, and then follow us on Twitter as well at BWST Today. We look forward to talking again next week. Have a wonderful week. I have said, and I will continue to say, that the most important priority for the Black community is the Black community, not a particular political party.
Phenomenal. Hey, yo!
When I say black, you say Wall Street. Black Wall Street. When I say black, you say Wall Street. Black. When I say black, you say Wall Street. Black. When I say black, you say Wall Street. Black. Black Wall Street. Black Wall Street.
Phenomenal.